Fucking A. Really just won't let me have it, will it? Well, my last goddamn try to get this fucking thing to work correctly, but Restream has completely fucked up with their update. Can't get both fucking chats to go on at once. Annoying, very annoying. Too annoying. I'm actually gonna have to find a fucking replacement. That's... Why? Why couldn't they just leave things alone? Christ fucking sake. Anyway. Hello. Phase 5, start. Episode 5. Whatever. So, what's next for the Great Miles Edgeworth, huh? Wait, you are serious about not being a prosecutor no more, ain't ya? Yes, I am. No longer a prosecutor. It's hard to believe, and yet... I can't stop thinking about what Mr. Dick Hiller said. Me either. Congratulations on another case solved. Yet, I can't truly say it's been fully resolved. Can you? This isn't over. We still don't know who the mysterious figure in the red raincoat of Gold Lake was, or who really wrote that letter. We've been dancing to somebody else's tune this whole time, but whose? You can't let it go, huh? You're like a dog with a dang bone, both of y'all are. Well, I got me some reporting to do, so I'll catch y'all some other time, I guess. Wow, you have a new story to chase already? You trying to patronize me, girlie? You bet I got a new story. More than you can shake a stick at. Good reporter always has 3 or 4 leads bubbling away in the old scoop pot. Somebody, please. Well, what now? Please, you have to help me. Do I know her? What's the matter? Has something happened? There's a body. It looks almost like a monster might have. A monster? I'll be. Anybody else smell the sweet, sweet smell of a scoop soup? There. This way, hurry. What happened now? What indeed? I suppose there's only one way to find out. These look like... Yep, footprints. This here's full of gold.
Footprints? How big would a creature have to be to leave prints like that?
Mr. Edgeworth, look.
Shylong Lang. What's he doing here?
Wait, the guy on the floor. That's...
No. John Wang, the president of Zhangfa? Agent Lang. Mr. Prosecutor, how did you get here so quick? What is going on here? Huh. You don't think that's exactly what I'm trying to figure out myself? You can't blame him for being on edge, I suppose. The leader of his country is dead. Speaking of which... body is lying inside one of the footprints. What on earth happened to him?
Monster!
Monster?
What the heck else do you want me to say, huh? Them right there's monster prints, mister. That big old bad old Tyrannosaurus. That big old bad old Tyrannosaurus done stomped right through here. And ain't never been sure of nothing.
What? I suppose you mean you are sure?
This right here's the scoop of this. This right here's the scoop to scoop up all the other scoops and bury 'em 10 feet deep. Man trampled by giant monster. They'll lead with that in every paper from here to Honolulu.
Ridiculous. There's no such thing as monsters. Wait. The honor is all mine, Mr. Edgeworth. I am Deng Jiwang. Your efforts on behalf of Zhangfa have not gone unnoticed. You averted something of a crisis.
You're the assassin we've been looking for.
In a sense, a certain someone did indeed hire me to carry out a contract. And that contract did indeed specify that I was to assassinate President Wang. Did he finally manage to? Did you discover the body?
Yes. That is,
What are you doing, Agent Lang? Lang Ji says, being at the beginning with the first person to arrive at the scene. Well, did you really just discover the body?
Yes. Hey, go easy on you. Can't you see she's scared?
I don't think he's in the mood to go easy on anybody. Nobody's getting it easy today. Do you have any idea who that is lying dead over there? That's President Wang, the leader of Zhangfa.
Hold it!
Please, Agent Lang. You don't seem your usual self, in more ways than one in fact. When we first met, you had more underlings than I could count, and you were known for your unrivaled arrest rate and your cool head under pressure. Now the underlings are gone and you've forgotten the fundamentals of police work. What happened? Did you just say? Shouldn't you be looking over the scene instead of accusing the first person you run into? Is it me who's forgotten the fundamentals? I don't need you to tell me how to do my job. I was just about to get started. Good, that seems to have calmed him down a little.
We should take a look around too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, I think we should. At least until the police arrive. I'm not strictly supposed to conduct investigations anymore.
No, nobody need to do no looking around. I done told y'all who did this. It was a Tyrannosaurus. Oh, my name ain't Lotta Hud. Wait. Not who did this? What did it? Yeah, that.
Are you quite finished? We have an investigation to be getting on with. Step aside, please.
You can't order me around no more, mister. You step out of my dang way, it's more like it. You'll mess with this here scoop of mine, and there'll be heck to pay, and then some. Excuse me.
The woman who found the body. Where do I know her from?
You're Mr. Edgeworth, right? Do you remember me?
Oh, yes, of course. We met on, that case.
No way, you do know each other?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we do, from somewhere.
Great to meet you. I'm Kay Faraday, Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Wow, I never knew you had your own adorable little assistant. I'm Penny Nicholas. I work over at Global Studios. I'm in charge of props. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, of course. One of my old cases involved a murder on the set of a Still Samurai movie. She was a member of the crew and provided some key evidence. Our paths must have crossed several times while it was all going on. And yet, I'd completely forgotten her. Good to see you again. So, if you're here, I guess that means...
That's right. We're here on location filming for Global Studios. Kind of a big feature, to tell you the truth. I was first in today, wanted to make an early start. But then I noticed something was wrong. The footprints and the body.
We'll take a closer look at the body in just a moment. In the meantime, can I ask you to notify the police?
Yes, of course. Right away.
I need to speak to her at length a little later. But first, let's go over the scene. There's plenty to look at beside the body. I'll need to examine everything in detail.
What is it now? Can't you all see I'm busy? Girl needs room to work, you know.
Why are you so obsessed with the idea that this was a monster attack? Monsters don't exist. Surely even you know that.
What are you... You don't know what the heck you're talking about. Pterosaurus is real, dang it. I know that for a fact.
For a fact, And how is that possible exactly?
Because I done seen him. What? You saw Pterosaurus? Where? How? Heck yeah, I seen him. The big bad bull himself. Right there in front of me. I was up on 51 over at that big building just yesterday, right?
Gathering materials for your story on the underground auction. Yes, we remember.
I think you just missed a memory, man. That's right. I done seen him right when I took that photo. And the person in the red raincoat. Miss Ringer, right? Yep. Y'all see that blind right there next to little Miss Redcoat? Well, guess who was on the other side of it at that very moment? That's right. Pterosaurus. There's nothing there. Well, I can't really capture every dang thing. I was just a little too far away, that's all. I seen it alright. Boy, did I. Pterosaurus's big old eyes staring right at me, peeking right in at the window.
A window-peeking monster.
Anyhow, I don't got time to be shooting the breeze with y'all. I got snaps to snap, reportage to report. Quit bugging me, will ya? Go on, get.
That entire story was ridiculous.
You didn't believe a word she said, did you, Mr. Edgeworth?
Is it that obvious?
Hey, are these plastic sheets you use to put down when you have a picnic?
They're plastic sheets, that much is true. But I don't think that's what they're used for.
Want me to explain, Mr. Edgeworth? Those are waterproof sheets. You use them to protect the camera when it's up on the crane. If it starts raining while we're shooting, you can just cover up and keep going. I see. So they must be pretty big, right? Oh yeah. They have to be able to cover the whole rig. Wouldn't be much point using them otherwise. The weather was pretty patchy yesterday, and we wound up using them quite a bit. What's this big metal stick thing? Is it for climbing trees or something?
No, it's a camera crane. It's used for filming from an elevated viewpoint. There's no camera currently attached, but it would usually be positioned at the top there.
Gotcha. Sounds perfect for casing a place before a burglary. Mind if I go ask somebody about borrowing it?
And how do you propose to transport it if the answer is yes?
Easy. You take the bottom part, I'll take the top.
I'm helping now.
And if we go one little step at a time, we'll be back in your place before we know it.
And we're walking it back to my house? Miss Nicholas, where does this exit lead?
Onto the grounds of the big building.
And another case with direct ties to that same building. Building with the hidden 51st floor used to store the lots for illicit auctions. I guess it wouldn't be much of a surprise if it turned out to be hiding yet more secrets. Ah, look at this chain and padlock.
Oh, look at that. Somebody cut the chain. They did? I'm sure it was still intact when I left yesterday.
I'd say it's possible that this is where the killer entered from. What's the matter now?
Look at that huge dent. How did that get there?
You're right, that is a big dent. It would have taken a sizable object to make it, and a heavy one too.
That wasn't like that yesterday either.
Wasn't? I guess that means the dent must have been made last night at some point. Come on, keep the front up. This looks like equipment used by the lighting department.
Oh wait, I just remembered. There was something I wanted to ask you. Could you maybe light me up when I'm doing my next robbery? Help me look super cool?
You want me to shine a light on you while you're committing a crime?
You bet I do. What's so weird about that? What's the point in me doing my great thieving in the dark? Folks in the cheap seats won't be able to see a thing.
Wait, you're imagining you'll be committing this robbery in front of an audience. This thing in front of the trailer here looks like a monster costume.
What? That's a costume? You sure the creature that made these huge footprints didn't just shrink or something?
Perhaps I didn't make myself clear. This thing in front of the trailer here, it looks like a monster costume. A costume!
I'm sorry I got a little upset before.
You were working here alone.
That's right. I came before everybody else so I could get everything ready. As soon as I walked through the gate, I saw the footprints. Monster prints first thing in the morning. That must have been a real shock. It was. They weren't there when I left yesterday evening. I'm sure of it.
So the footprints must have appeared late last night.
At first glance I thought maybe they were part of the set. Then I got closer and I saw that somebody was lying in the middle of one of them.
You didn't notice until you were right up close?
Yeah, my eyesight just seems to be getting worse and worse lately. I think I need new glasses. I didn't notice it was a body until I was right by it, which is why I got so shocked and ran away.
That must have been when we bumped into her. So you're shooting a movie? It wouldn't happen to be a Bill Samurai movie, would it?
Nope.
Oh.
This one's a creature feature. You know the Pterosaurus movies, right?
I'm afraid not.
You'll have to forgive Mr. Edgeworth. He only cares about the Steel Samurai.
That's not...
Hey, that's alright. Not everyone's a fan, but they soon will be. He's back after 12 years of silence. The big bad bull himself, Pterosaurus. It's the first Pterosaurus movie in a long time, so the crew's super excited about it. And parts of it are set here at the big building that we've been shooting on location.
That explains what we saw yesterday. Well, what's happening here? What's going on with the building? Just stay calm and talk to me, kid.
Cut. I'm so sorry. We're shooting a movie. Could you,
That must be what they were filming.
So, does Pterosaurus smash the big building to pieces in the movie? I bet he does, right? Wouldn't you like to know? But you'll just have to wait to find out in the theatre. Here, you can have this if you like.
Thank you. An epic rivalry is born. Pterosaurus vs. Gordy. Gordy, huh?
That's right. It's not just Pterosaurus on his own this time round. He has an arch nemesis. You know Gordy, right? The monster from Gord Lake? Oh yeah. Wasn't everybody talking about that a couple of years back? A mysterious creature in the lake. It showed up in that one couple's photograph. Photo. There.
God, I cannot talk today. Not only were people talking about it, it played a major part in one of my cases. Not a name I'm too wild about hearing again.
The director's fascinated by the stories, which is how Gordy wound up in the movie.
A little behind the times, but better late than never, I suppose.
Just wait till you see those two legends tearing into each other on the big screen.
I think we need to learn a little more about the security situation here on set. Miss Nicholas, is the set kept locked overnight?
Yeah, use one of these. Combination lock, huh? So anybody who knows the code can get in or out.
And was the lock in place when you arrived this morning?
Yeah, everything was locked up tight when I got here.
Who knows the combination?
Oh, the producer, the director, the crew, the actors. Basically everybody who's working on the movie.
So any member of the cast or crew could have opened the lock and entered. So, Mr. Prosecutor, we meet again. Yes, we saw you at the detention center the other day too. You had some business to take care of, I take it, Agent Lang? You could say that. Nothing that need concern you, though. Yeah. You really have a habit of showing up in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're a bad penny, a bad omen, and a bad smell all rolled into one. Just stay out of my way, okay? I've got a president to avenge. You were already at the scene when we got here. Why? What were you doing in the area? What am I? Suspect? You might be. Look, I heard a scream and came running, okay? Guess it was our friend from the crew. Came in from that gate over there. Somebody already got rid of the lock for me. Not completely. I can still see it on the floor there. Perhaps I should take a closer look. When I got here, saw a movie girl running out of the other gate. In other words, he arrived right around the same time we did. So, you had business here at the Bill Building. Something like that. A date with destiny, let's call it. He was similarly enigmatic when we saw him at the detention center.
Let me guess. You're a huge creature feature fan, so you came to see them filming the Tyrannosaurus movie.
Creature features? What do you think I am? Not the type of person who thinks a creature might have done this, I hope. I'm sorry about the President. You have my deepest condolences. Thanks. He was a great man. Zhang Fa will be lost without him. When he were close, correct? It all started when he hired my father. That was our big break. Our family kept him safe. That was our most important duty. And our most sacred. Gave my father medal after medal. They had to come up with new ones just for him. In the end, there were no medals left to give, so he made us the keepers of his last will and testament. Those medals, that duty, they're our greatest pride, our family jewels. Never thought we'd be unsealing that will so soon.
Wow, sounds like your family and the President were super close. But wait, when that whole thing happened back at the lake, you weren't with the President then, right?
Look, a lot happened, okay? This was all 12 years ago or more. My father and the President being friends, our family being the ones who kept him safe. He just changed one day. It was like he became a different person. Now he doesn't trust the police one bit. I wonder what happened 12 years ago. But regardless of what happened, I still respected him. Zhang Fa may not be a big country, but he held that place together. Damn it! What was the security detail thinking? I imagine you've already contacted the embassy. Of course I have, and the government, and my family. And we're going crazy right now thinking about what needs to happen with that will. And things will be getting crazy here soon too. Those bodyguards will be all over the place. You're not a fan of trouble, they'll leave before they get here. Look, Mr. Prosecutor. These days, I'm a one-man outfit, a lone wolf. They won't be letting me lead this investigation. But I've still got fangs, and I can still bite back. I'll find whoever did this, and I won't let you or anybody else get in my way.
Really is him, huh?
It certainly appears to be the same man we met only a few days ago.
And this time, the President really did get assassinated.
That is what happened. The assassin certainly chose an attention-grabbing method. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention.
Huh? What's that? What's this white thing here? Wait, it's a bone. Does that mean 2 murders?
It looks more like a horn than a bone to me. Don't we have a piece of evidence that might tell us whose horn it might be? Really? I really... This could be one of the Tyrannosaurus's horns, couldn't it?
You're right, it totally could. Maybe it's part of a prop from the movie.
If it is, it must be from something pretty big, judging by the size.
Doing on the ground here?
We should ask one of the crew. Maybe they'll know. No obvious wounds, but he's definitely not breathing.
It really was a monster.
Trampled by a giant creature. Impossible.
There's something stuck to the front of his clothes there.
Yes, speckles of a yellow substance.
And it's monster drool. Yeah, that must be it.
Please, Kay, can you at least try to be sensible? I'll need forensics to tell us what it might be. Right, that looks to be pretty much everything the body can tell us now, for now. Better note it all down.
Body surrounded by pieces of smashed up concrete.
Yes, they look like they'd been thrown clear when the ground was broken.
Phew, sent flying by the mighty impact of a giant creature's foot.
Sure, assuming this was the work of a giant creature.
Just look at the shape. I know a hoof when I see one. There's only one thing that can possibly be the footprint of an enormous, terrifying beast. It's not just the one, there are three.
But you know that's impossible, don't you? You know that monsters aren't real.
Sure, I probably know that somewhere deep down, and it's way more fun to believe they are.
Our job is to pursue the truth, Kay, not to believe what feels most fun in the moment.
No.
Nope. This horn, do you recognize it?
Huh? Oh, that's part of one of Tyrannosaurus's horns. It's from a model we use for promotional stuff. Where did you find it?
On the ground near the side entrance.
That's weird. We keep a replica of Tyrannosaurus's head up on the roof of the trailer over there.
And it's quite large, I assume.
Oh yeah. Well, not as big as the real thing, obviously, but it's still pretty big. It's just up there. See it? Right there.
That really is big. Hmm. The combination lock on the gate leading to the plaza was intact when Miss Nicholas arrived, but the lock on the gate leading out to the side of the big building had been cut. What does this tell us?
Easy. That the killer used the side gate.
Precisely, and it tells us something else important too. Namely that our culprit didn't know the number for the combination lock.
You're right. It would have been way easier to come in that way if they did. But instead they chose the classic thieves route, the lesser known side entrance. There's no run-of-the-mill criminal, Mr. Edgeworth. We need to keep our wits about us.
I'm not sure we should be excited by that fact, Kay. Anyway, we know that everybody working on the movie knew the combination, which makes it likelier that our culprit wasn't a member of the cast or crew. It's just a wild guess on my part, but both the dent in the fence and the broken horn weren't there yesterday according to our witnesses. Which leads me to wonder...
Wait, you think that giant Pterosaurus head could have...
I do. I think it could well have rolled off the trailer roof and landed into the lot below. Seems more than possible. And it also means... there's no sign of a murder weapon anywhere.
Oh yeah, there isn't.
Now, this is still only a possibility. But if the Pterosaurus head somehow fell from the roof up there...
Yeah, that could kill somebody for sure.
Miss Nicholas, would you mind if we took a look up on the roof of the trailer?
You wanna go up there? Sure, I don't see why not. Knock yourselves out. Oh, but don't do that literally. The steps can be kinda slippy.
Right, I'm done here. Found out what I need to know for now. And what might that be, I wonder?
Move on, man.
What did you say to me? You need to learn some manners, kid.
No, you need to learn when you're in the way. Quit whining and get out of here.
What the...
I'm so sorry about him. Sean, apologize to the nice man. Come on, Sean. You know you can't speak to people like that. Whatever. Who the heck was he? Policeman, that's who. Why would you antagonize him like that? I thought there was going to be trouble for a second there.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody stand up to Agent Lang like that.
Oh, let me introduce you all. Everybody, this is Sean Fenn. He's the star of the movie we're making.
The star? This little boy?
Hi there, I'm Kay Faraday. Great to meet you. Sean, this is Miles Edgeworth. He's a prosecutor.
Prosecutor?
That's right, and a pretty famous one at that.
He's a prosecutor, where's his badge? Doesn't pull any punches.
Oh, you, might not want to get too close, Sean.
He's right, it's no sight for a child. But he's involved in all this nonsense. I need to speak with him. It was Sean, wasn't it? Do you mind if I ask some questions?
You really a prosecutor? Just look like an old guy to me.
I am. Old guy. Charmed, I'm sure.
Badge first, then we talk.
I don't have my badge right now.
And how do you expect people to believe you're a prosecutor? Phew, he's not the friendliest, huh? You want me to try talking to him?
Why not? I doubt it can hurt. I was never good with children.
So, you're an actor, right, Sean?
Yeah, so what?
That's amazing. You're so cool. It's not that big of a deal.
Kay's approach seems to be having an effect.
So, those horns of yours.
Yeah, what about them?
Oh, those. The makeup department made them. The character he plays has a special psychic link with Terurosaurus. And the horns allow him to communicate with his giant friend. Isn't that right, Sean? Just shut up, will you? I don't need to know all that stuff. Oh, sorry.
Well, the power dynamic here seems pretty obvious.
Still, that's kind of amazing, huh? The lead character in a movie. We're still in elementary school. That's crazy. Oh. Sean's actually 13. He just looks a little younger. What? Look at him. He's so little and cute. And the backpack. I just thought... The backpack's part of his costume. He's playing a role, remember? Yeah, I guess he is. Huh. But he is kinda small, you have to admit. Oh, we try not to talk about that too much in front of him. I said stop telling people stuff they don't need to know! Hey, I'm sorry.
So it's all part of the role, except for the carton of milk, maybe. The dead guy. That's the president, right?
Yeah, you know him?
No, I met him once. He's meeting with presidents now? Guy was a real piece of work.
Hey, don't say that. It's not nice. What was so bad about him anyway? Huh? Don't want to talk about it? Fine, I guess. Oh, President Wang was working with us on the movie.
Working with you? How exactly?
He had a part. Just a cameo, nothing big. So he came to look around the set one time. That would have been when Sean met him.
Why put the president in your movie?
We heard he was a huge fan of the original Terurosaurus. So the studio awarded him a little role. I figured it would be good PR.
Last thing I need is amateurs on my set.
I told you before, Sean. You can't talk about people like that.
And I told you to shut your mouth! Guess he's none too thrilled about the idea of performing alongside non-professionals.
Oh, here. What's this? Oh, wait, from yesterday.
Photograph?
Yeah, I just got them printed. You can keep it if you want. Wow, such a great picture. You brought it specially for me. That's so kind. Thank you.
No, I just didn't have a spare, that's all. I hope you don't mind me asking, but can we take a look too?
Oh, sure. Here.
Oh, it was taken yesterday. No footprints and certainly no body. Actually, would you mind coming up there with us?
Oh, sure. After you.
So this is the mighty Terurosaurus.
He looks different from before. Yeah, he's way cooler on the flyer. What's with the weird nose ring on this model? Oh, I forgot. You two aren't Tyrannosaurus fans. This is the original Tyrannosaurus design from 12 years back. Huh? So, what's the one on the flyer? That's the all-new Tyrannosaurus. They gave him a makeover specifically for the movie. And it's so much more contemporary now, don't you think? Makeover. He's totally different. This one's it's just
A cow.
well, he is just a cow. Or at least he was originally based on a cow. He's a monstrosity. A monstrosity? Yeah, a cow. Man's best friend reimagined as a terrifying monster. It totally makes you think about our whole relationship with nature, right? That was the original concept. I think the concept might be a little lost on me.
Me too, I'm afraid. There. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. The burnt, broken table, for example.
There's a heater here. Do you think it's to keep the crew warm or something?
I would imagine so. It's spring now, but the evenings can still be pretty chilly. It really gets in your bones.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Can't start talking like an old fogey. You already look like one. You have to talk young and bright and happy.
You may not have noticed, Kay, but that's not exactly my style. These look like cans of paint thinner. I guess they were being used by the prop department.
Look at the ground around them, Mr. Edgeworth. It's all burned.
Indeed. As is the blue sheet underneath. And the nearby newspaper. And the outside of the cans.
Wait, do you think the Tyrannosaurus head can breathe fire? Nah, this old guy doesn't look like the fire-breathing type.
It's not even possible, let alone likely. Still, the fire was started somehow.
The model was made for promotional events, stuff like that. So people would remember the old Tyrannosaurus and realize this was a reboot. Yeah, he does look different. People might not get it otherwise.
And just as we thought, his horn is broken.
So, the model really is what killed the president?
I think it's a distinct possibility. But there's one thing I don't quite understand.
What's that?
Miss Nicholas, the model looks very heavy. How do you move it around?
Oh, it comes apart. If you know the trick, it's not so hard. I guess if you don't, you might struggle to figure it out.
If you happened not to be a member of the cast or crew, for example. Once it's in pieces, could one person move it?
Oh yeah, even I could. Maybe not very fast, but I could.
I'm sure I remember that face from somewhere.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. I know this cow.
Funny, I was just thinking the exact same thing. We know it from the president's plane, of course. And from the auction. The President Wang's plushie.
Was a soft toy version of the original Tyrannosaurus.
Can this really just be a coincidence?
Yeah, I think I could probably throw a little baby over my shoulder and carry it out of here.
Not thinking of stealing it, are you, Kay?
No, I was just thinking I could carry it around with me. And every time you shout objection, I can light you up with it and make you look super cool. Yeah, I can picture it now. You look amazing. Well, do I get the job? When do I start?
Hopefully never. Really not going to examine the box at all. Okay. Okay. That's a wooden table, sadly collapsed. Parts of it are badly scorched.
That's weird. The head should be on that table. The legs are broken. Guess Tyrannosaurus isn't going back on there now.
The scorch marks look particularly bad, where the legs are snapped off. I think there might have been a fire up here.
Do you think that's what happened to the legs?
Yes, and when the fire had burned through the legs, the table would have collapsed, and the head
Would have fallen down onto the ground below. You're right, the fire caused the head to fall.
Indeed, I also happen to have an idea about how the fire may have started. Those cans of paint thinner by the heat are pretty flammable. Not a great place to keep them.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'll make sure somebody moves them. The stove didn't get used yesterday. Not while I was here anyway.
Which makes the question of what could have started the fire all the more interesting. Alright, I think that just about wraps up our preliminary investigations.
So he was killed by...
Yes, by a falling Tyrannosaurus head. At least, that seems the most likely explanation for now.
Came down right on top of him, huh?
Well, they took their time, but here they are. Police, bodyguards, the whole gang. Mr. President! A little late for that, don't you think? Curses, who did this? Whoever it was made a big mistake. And I promise you this. They'll pay. I'm on their trail already. What? What do you mean? Our president may have been murdered, but that doesn't mean that extraterritoriality applies. A local police have jurisdiction. Luckily, I know the right people to talk to. And I just got myself seconded to the case. Lowly one-man outfit or not, I'll be working this one. It sounds like you already have an idea of where you'd like to focus your inquiries. More than that, I've already caught scent of my prey. Take a look at this. It's a printout from the security camera on the viewing platform at the top of the big building. That's... It's pointed at the elevator that leads onto the roof, so it records everybody who goes up there. And in this particular case, it recorded the president and his murderer, clear as day.
What was Judge Gavel doing there?
He's saying he suspects her of the murder?
Mr. Edgeworth, I entrust my offering to the goddess to you, so that you may use it to call her final judgment unto Excelsius winner.
But murder goes against everything she believes in. Agent Lang, perhaps you could explain your thinking on the matter a little further. I heard a little rumor while I was over at the big building. It was about you, Edgeworth. You're not a prosecutor anymore, are you? Which means you don't have jurisdiction here. But you want to cross-examine me while I explain my thinking. Why would I agree to that? Curses.
Hey, don't be like that. You were the one who was just talking about being a lonely one-man outfit.
You know what? Maybe it should be you explaining your thinking to me. How come even though you're not a prosecutor, you're still sticking your nose into this case? That's a valid question. Why am I still here? Perhaps I can clarify that with a question of my own, Agent Lang. Why are you so desperate to catch the person who murdered President Wang? Because above all else, you're an investigator, correct? I'm desperate to catch a certain somebody myself. A person who orchestrated a murder at the big building yesterday. A person who put Kay's freedom in jeopardy, who put her in grave danger. That person is out there somewhere right now, lurking in the shadows, laughing. And until I uncover the truth and make that person pay, it doesn't matter if I'm a prosecutor anymore. I'll keep fighting. Find the truth, and don't give up until you do. That's a rule I live by. You may have the look of a smart guy, but you're a fool just like the rest of us. A fool? How dare you? That was just what I needed to hear. Fine, you're in. I've lost my minions, and you've lost your fancy title. It seems neither of us is prepared to give up on this investigation. Now, seeing as we're both so stubborn, how about we go head to head and thrash out the details? I'd be honoured. But be warned, I won't be going easy on you. I have an assassin to catch. And not even you're going to get in the way of that. Of course, I would expect no less. Let me show you the truth I tore from this case with my bare fangs. Alright, so this judge friend of yours met the president up on the roof. And then she pushed him, and he landed right here. This all happened the night before last. The people had all been cleared from the viewing platform, so it was just the two of them up there. And that pretty much sums it up. No doubt about it. She killed the president. They were there completely alone? No bodyguards? None. I checked. His security detail had no idea he even went up there. Must have gone in secret. Maybe it was a conversation they didn't want anybody to hear. But what kind of conversation? How were the two of them even connected? Seems the president spoke to the owner of the building ahead of time. He had him set aside the viewing platform just for the two of them. And it was the president asking. Guess the guy wasn't about to refuse.
So, the last person to see the president alive really could have been...
Yep, Gavel. Did you say her name was? His argument certainly isn't completely without merit. But I noticed at least one glaring hole in his reasoning. That's where I need to focus my counterattack.
Hold it!
How can you say for certain that the two really met? So the plan is to come in swinging, huh? I've seen worse approaches. Dominate the battlefield, counter your opponent's every move, is a tried and tested strategy. Not what I was intending at all. But this battle has barely begun, Mr. Prosecutor, so shut up and buckle in. Okay, there's that play. No, wait. Fine. Just had a quick idea to try, but nothing again.
Hold it!
The night before last. How can you be so sure of that? If you're not sure, take another look. Take as many as you need. This picture is from the camera up on the viewing platform, like I said. And the camera doesn't lie. That's from 2 nights ago.
Objection!
You have a picture of them both entering the rooftop area. But nothing from after that point, I assume. No, there's only one camera, and it's pointed at the elevator. You can't see the viewing platform itself, still. This is when the murder happened, I'm sure of it. The president really was killed 2 nights ago, then his body would have been here in the lock this whole time. Taking a little moment there, Mr. Prosecutor. I'll save it. I'm not done explaining, not even close.
Hold it!
It's entirely possible somebody else was up there, surely.
Yeah, what about the cotton candy stand?
Knuckle back!
The owner of the building received a request from the president himself to clear the area. He knew there'd be serious trouble if he messed up, so he went to work as quickly as he could. They cleared everybody out, and I mean everybody, including your stupid cotton candy seller.
Stupid? That's mean.
Still, it wasn't enough. If it had been, the president wouldn't be lying in there now.
Hold it!
No doubt about it. Are you certain of that? Of course I am. The place, the time, everything points to the woman in the picture. And the place and time, interesting. Agent Lang seems to believe that the president wound up in a certain place at a certain time, and yet... Yes, I think I'm starting to see the problem here. There's at least one major point he's overlooking. That's where I need to focus my counterattack.
Objection!
Shilong Lang, former star agent of Interpol, and the mighty have fallen. What? Take a look at this picture. It's behind the scenes shot of some of the cast and crew.
Look at those smiles. Well, maybe not Sean's, but you know what I mean.
And it was taken only yesterday. What? If Judge Gavel really did kill President Rang the night before last, the body would have been clearly visible in the background of this picture. What? Perhaps you should have taken a little more time to speak with those involved. After all, thorough witness interviews form the basis of any good investigation, as you should know.
I don't think I've ever seen you so happy, Mr. Edgeworth. You really do love backing your opponents into a corner, huh?
Alright, you got me. I must say it's been a while. Almost missed it. Perhaps if you tried to stay a little calmer while conducting your investigations in future. Don't push your luck, Edgeworth. Li Lang Zi says, the righteous anger of a wolf lasts 100 years. That won't be calming down anytime soon, not until we've caught the president's killer. I want the same thing, we all do, nonetheless. The body appeared last night, you have to accept that now. And there's one other thing you'll need to accept. The president didn't die from a fall.
That's right. He was crushed by the falling head of a giant monster.
The incident occurred here on the movie set, not at the top of the big building.
Knuckle back!
As you, but that's just your theory. I'm not about to give up on my own because of it. But it literally can't have happened the night before last. We just proved that with this picture. Did you? What if your friend Gavel pushed the president off the big building the night before last, and then came down here in the movie set and hit the body somewhere? Yeah? But where? There's all kinds of stuff down here. costumes, equipment. You could hide it anywhere. And then come back a day later, last night in other words, and take it out again. We just need to check the lot for trace evidence. We'll soon find where she put it.
Objection!
There won't be any need for that. What? This piece of evidence proves that Judge Gavel can't have hidden the body.
Take that!
Both entrances to this lot were locked, and we already know that the chain on the side gate was cut only last night. Ugh. Judge Gavel had no way of getting in here to hide the body the night before last. Ugh. But the murder has to have happened 2 nights ago. Why are you so set on believing that? Because if you remember, that picture was a printout from a video, and there was more. There's footage from a few dozen minutes after your friend went up on the roof with the president. It shows her heading back into the elevator, alone. You know what there's no footage of? The president himself leaving that roof. There's no other way he could have gotten down from the top of the building that high. Unless he was pushed by Gavel. He doesn't know. You say the president was never observed returning from the viewing platform? Yeah, the camera was pointed at the elevator door the whole time. If anybody else had come up or down, it would have been on that tape. In other words, the presence of the camera ensured that nobody could have left unnoticed. I see. That's not good news for Judge Gavel.
Vanishing from a rooftop hundreds of feet in the air. Yeah, that's a tricky one, alright.
Indeed, even the Atagarasu can't actually fly.
Well, not yet anyhow. Just need a little more practice.
Please don't tell me you think you can learn. Someone doesn't know about the auction.
Hold it!
A few dozen minutes, that's awfully vague. The exact length of time doesn't matter, not anymore anyway. What matters is what she did after that. And what was that exactly? Perhaps you'd care to elaborate. Oh, I mean to, believe me.
Hold it!
Well, she was alone when she went back down in the elevator. You're sure of that? I'm certain. Like I said, there's footage from a little while after they went up onto the roof. Footage of Gavel recorded by the camera that points at the elevator door. She was getting back into the elevator. Just her. Saw it with my own 2 eyes. Seems almost certain that Judge Gavel did indeed get back into the elevator alone. I doubt he'd be so sure of himself otherwise.
It's so weird, right? Like, completely alone. Not even her pal, the goddess of justice, was there.
I doubt the presence of an invisible entity would have swung things either way.
No fair. Oh, goddess of justice. I feel like I should light a candle for her and say a little prayer.
If we can return to the matter at hand, Agent Lang. You don't think there's any possibility the President could have taken the elevator at some later point? No, I considered it, but...
Hold it!
And just to be thorough, the camera has no blind spots and it was functioning normally. Are you trying to say I'd overlook stuff like that? Or do you think I am? Forgive me, as I said, I was just being thorough. It's simply my way. Whatever. The footage was clean, okay? There's no doubt about it. The President came up in that elevator, and he never went back down. Understood. While I may question your testimony, I'll refrain from questioning your methods any further. Do what you want. They're both rock solid.
Hold it!
And what if there was another way you could have gone down?
Knock 'em back!
He was 50 stories up. Don't be ridiculous. The elevator was the only way down, it's that simple. You want to take my theory apart, you'll need some sharper tools than this. Would there really have been no other way out of leaving the viewing platform? Well, Mr. Prosecutor, are you about convinced? There's no other way the President came to be lying here.
Hold it!
I think it's a little too soon to be saying that for certain. Struggle all you like. You won't escape me. My fangs will close around you in the end. Fangs. Your fangs aren't inescapable, and neither was that rooftop. I'll escape one by showing you how the President escaped the other.
Oh, nice. There's nothing this great thief loves more than a breakout.
Talk a good game, Mr. Prosecutor. Now why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Escape away, if you can. And the camera means no one could have gone unnoticed. Or does it? Was falling really the only other way he could have left that rooftop?
Objection!
Actually, there was another way. Apart from the elevator. What do you mean? You're not about to tell me he flew. He didn't need to. It was much simpler than that. Assuming the President knew what we know, of course. Namely that the big building has a hidden 51st floor. What? That's right, a hidden floor. With a hidden entrance on the rooftop. If you left that way, he wouldn't have needed to ride the elevator.
Knock 'em back!
What? When you said it was hidden, right? That it was a secret. How would the President even know about it? It's an interesting question, and one I don't have an answer to just yet. For now, this is just a theory. So what are we talking about exactly? What is this hidden floor of yours? Sounds like the kind of place your little ninja friend would happily spend time in.
No, I ain't it there. Don't make me go back.
Unfortunately, Kay's memories of it are far from happy. There's a secret storeroom up there where they kept the lots for an underground auction. The whole sordid scheme was uncovered just yesterday. Underground auction? What the heck are you trying to say? That President Wang was involved somehow? I don't have any proof, but I certainly think it's a possibility.
Yeah, based on what we've seen of him, he totally seems the type.
Arrgh. He'd never do that. Not the President. Legal underground auctions? No, he'd have nothing to do with it. Nothing. What's gotten into him? I hope you two are feeling lucky. Because when people start saying stuff like that, I start biting.
Eesh.
She ran away. You know nothing, neither of you. You have no idea how much the people love him, and how respected he is. Is that really true? I guess we know what lurks behind that seemingly respectable public face. But the people of Zhangfa clearly don't. I wonder if I should tell him the truth about his beloved president. No, what good would it do? It would only upset him more. Forgive me, Agent Lang, I didn't mean to upset you. We spoke out of turn, both of us. I can only apologize. Apology accepted. I'm reciprocated. I'm sorry I got carried away. That's alright, Kay. You can come out now.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's not you I'm upset with. It's the animal who killed the president.
Well, ain't you just a fine-figuring man? All patriotic and such. Gotta tip your hat to that sort of thing.
What are you talking about?
Well, I got good news for you, Mr. Patriot. Real good news.
What?
Ain't no way in heck your pal the president mows it on downstairs via 51.
Really?
I was hunkered down in that there storeroom the whole dang time. I was peeled like oranges.
Of course, she would have already snuck in by that point. Thanks. That's very useful to know. Well, Mr. Prosecutor. What? Guess my theory still stands, which means I'm not budging an inch. Nobody saw the president after he met with Gavel 2 nights ago. That's a fact. But it's also a fact that the body appeared only last night. How could the president have fallen from the roof 2 nights ago and only been found today? That seems a little slow as fools go, wouldn't you say? Sure, there are questions that still need answering, I'll give you that. But I guess there's only one thing we can both agree on.
Yeah? What's that?
The question of exactly what happened here yesterday will require further investigation.
Yeah, I guess all we know for sure is that the body and the footprints appeared during the night.
Agent Lang, we'd like to hand the body off to the coroner if you don't mind. Fine, he's all yours, just take care of him, okay?
Oh, one last thing.
What?
You found footprints near the body. I mean, footprints in the footprint, if you will. Little ones in the, big one.
Human footprints in the monster print. Interesting. And what kind of prints?
Sir, they were child's footprints. About the size of your average elementary school kid.
What?
Huh? Elementary school? No, it couldn't be.
What now? Miss Nicholas?
Oh, I didn't mean to button. Sorry.
Was there something you wanted to say? What's she so scared of?
There's something I have to tell you. You'll probably think it was pretty awful of me, but
I'm sure it's nothing you need to be quite so nervous about. Well, what is it?
Last night I came here.
What? You mean you came back to the set? Why?
Well, I just wanted to. I was worried about him, so I came back to check. Check on Sean, I mean.
Sean? The boy? Makes sense.
Yes, you see, he stayed behind on his own last night to rehearse. Wow, he really takes the job seriously, huh? Well, this movie is his first lead role. He's trying so hard to make it perfect.
So she might have seen what happened last night. Around what time was this?
Let's see, it was already after 10, I think. It looked like it might be about to rain, so I got a little worried and came down. When I got here, well...
You saw something, didn't you?
Yes. Sean was there on his own, running his lines. And towering above him there was this long, like really, really long neck. Neck? Yes, his skin like an enormous worm. It was like dinosaur. Ooh-wee! You mean it must have been? Gordy, good old Gordy. You done gave me the slip last time, you slimy old lizard, I gotcha now. What? Now Gordy's involved too? Yeah, I think he might be. I was as surprised as you are. Though, I guess Sean was practicing being a kid who can communicate with monsters. But dang, you're right. He could have been communicating for real with them little horn doohickeys of his. Cranius, dumbass woman. Right, but it seemed more like he was kind of looking up and talking to him. It was like they were friends. It's pretty weird, right? I ain't tootin' it's weird. Weirder than a mustache on a mule. How could he cheat on his best monster pal like that?
Yeah, movies and reality might be getting a little mixed up here. And you're absolutely certain that's what you saw?
Well, yes, but only for a moment. I was so shocked I just turned and ran.
Well, how about that, Mr. Prosecutor? Another mysterious beast to contend with. Don't tell me you believe this nonsense, Agent Lang. The monster angle's neither here nor there. But I think we have a pretty good idea now who we need to speak to next. Young Master Finn. If he really was here last night, then there's a good chance he saw something. My thoughts exactly. The prosecution calls Sean Finn to the stand.
Sean ran off just a moment ago.
What?
We need to get after him.
Where the heck did he go? Maybe he just went home.
You're right. They weren't doing any filming today after all.
Sure, or maybe he went on the land.
Nah, you're just overthinking things, surely.
He's a child, Agent Lang. There's no way he killed the president, not on his own. And who said he was on his own, huh? Maybe a monster gave him a hand. Maybe he summoned one of his creature feature pals to help him. Yes, very funny. I'm not saying the kid did it. Not for sure, anyway. Not yet. He's our most important witness right now, and we need to find him. Mr. Edgeworth!
Hey, it's Gummy. Ran away.
What was that about? Well, just goes to show you that your police force can't be trusted. Are you saying you intend to continue investigating the president's murder alone? Yeah, so what?
Well, last time we met, you had about 800 other agents helping you.
Sure, but I told you, I'm a lone wolf now. You got a problem with that? I don't need lackeys, and I don't need friends. All I need are these fangs right here. Keep things nice and simple. No lackeys, no friends. Anyway, catch you both around.
Things just done got interesting. It sounds like I got my work cut out for me. Two big beasties on the prowl. Hooey! It's raining scoops. If I don't catch at least one, there ain't no shutterbug worthy in the name. Well, this all got kinda complicated, huh?
It did. The Pterosaurus footprints were bad enough. Now Gordy? Might as well be a movie.
Well then, we better get out monster hunting we better get our monster hunting shoes on.
I suppose we had. What was that?
That's one of Agent Lang's old team.
Come across a few of them on previous cases, but this one's on his own. Excuse me. Oh, Mr. Ridgeworth. Long time no see.
How come you're not with Agent Lang?
Chifu, he's not technically my boss anymore. Really? What happened? You remember that case from a month or so back? The Yatagarasu case. How could we forget? Made kind of a big mistake there. Came about as close to aiding and abetting a serious criminal as you can come and still keep your job. Indeed, I guess that was pretty close. Well, being Shifu, he took full responsibility, so they disbanded our team.
Wow, that's harsh.
But it explains why he's now a lone wolf, as he puts it.
So, what are you doing here?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was worried about him. I think he's been chasing ghosts. Ghosts from 12 years ago, to be precise. 12 years ago? What does that mean? Sorry, I already said too much. Better be on my way. These ghosts of Agent Lang's. Could they have something to do with the case we're currently investigating?
Well, looks like everybody left except us. What do we do now?
Good question. Miss Hart went off monster hunting, and I guess Agent Lang is busy trying to track down young Sean. Perhaps we should try investigating another angle.
What kind of other angle?
Somebody needs to get Judge Gavel's side of the story.
Oh yeah, you're right. What did she say again? Please forgive me, but I had better be on my way. I am to preside over the trial of Fifi Lagarde in a bit. I guess the trial will be beginning right about now.
Indeed. I think we better head down to the courthouse, don't you?
Alright, let's go.
Right. I was going to go longer. But 1, it's Sunday. 2, I actually do need to find a new fucking solution for my chat now because I've tried every single idea I could come up with. So yeah. Going to stop early today. Oh well. I'll be back tomorrow with more. And now, bye.